Good day, we are group Janad, and we're going to present to you our project, midterm project, which is we're giving a task that we're going to create a circuit diagram consist of 10 elements and 10 loops.
Our secret. So, ang aming circuit diagram ay naglalaman ng dalawang source, 12 resistors, 3 loops, ay lamps.
Stop it.
So, our circuit diagram is consist of 2 sources, wires, 12 resistors, 3 lamps, 2 control voltage source, and grounds.
Nice.
Oh my God! Wow!
First and foremost, we observe that proper connection and amount of voltage is essential when forming a circuit diagram. Knowing the purpose and nature of each element, we conducted a working circuit. The speed of the current also took part from the activity we held. We observed that a poor circulation of electricity produces a poor performance of loads and other stops that was being supported by a supply source. Speaking of supply source, it is necessary to increase the number of power supplies in order to provide electricity all throughout the circuit and brings effectiveness and efficiency to each element present. Okay.
And to perform the circuit, we must check the connection is proper and the volume has correct values to avoid risks like shock and unexpectedly fire.
I'm gonna say the uses of each elements. First of each was a source. Refers to the source of electrical energy which is associated with a constant voltage and current. And the second one was a resistance. Is a capacity of a material to resist or prevent the flow of current, or more especially the flow of electric charge within a circuit. While when we say lamp, it is a device giving a line. Lighter are consisting of electric bulb together with the holder and shade or cover. When we say control voltage source, ideal independent source are commonly in the analysis the input-output characteristic or the gain of a circuit elements, and such as potential amplifier, transistor, and integrated circuits. Lastly, when we say ground, it is a solid mass of earth below our feet, has a negative charge, which means positive electrical charge are naturally attracted to it. A ground wire helps those positive charge to get the ground in the safe, direct, and controlled way, where they can be discharged within the risk of electrical shock or fire.
Got it!
I will going to discuss our conclusion and lessons that we learned in creating this electrical network.
Okay.
By the use of a simulation application that we managed to create an electrical network that consists of 10 loops and more than at least 10 elements that includes resistors, electricity sources, and lamp loads. Of course, the electrical network that we created should work, so that in order to do that, we need to think a proper communication of electrical elements. Through the circuit we made, we must at least to avoid some faulty combination of different electrical elements. In order to be successful in creating a proper electrical networks that consists of 10 loops, we need to evaluate the elements that runs through the circuit. Of course, those elements are in the circuit must have the right amount of supply and values. For us, we avoid an unexpected disconnection of electrical network in the presence of short circuit if ever the electrical network are inability to work properly. About the voltage supply that runs through the electrical network, we must label the voltage drop polarities across the resistors according to the network. Assume the direction of the mesh currents. Always remember that the upstream end of a resistor will always be negative and the downstream end of a resistor are always be positive to each other. Since the electrons are negatively charged, take note about the mesh current analysis for the solution of a large electrical network. We can note two important general principles from this circuit. First, because the voltage is the same at all points on a given resistor and conductor, the voltage drop across resistor 1, for example, is the same as the voltage drop across the resistor 2. More generally, we can say that the voltage drop is the same for all resistors in parallel. First, we created a successful electrical network consisting more than 10 electrical elements, and also we are putting it on a 10 loops electrical network circuit.
That's a lot of damage!
With the help of an application and software that help us to get the proper values in each element, like the voltage and current that flows on it. The application we use on this project is every circuit, a mobile application that has different features on learning electrical networks. It has also a circuit jam that you can learn electronics and electrical information in a playful way, because we can decide on what electrical network we will going to make. So that the intake voltage must be precise and properly distributed and observed. For the load for it that because it may be the cause of the damage of the electrical equipment, and also the appliances that might be affected through the faulty flow of current. This means in order to prevent this situation, the circuit has been connected on a well and proper supply of voltage. So, our lessons that we had learned, we need to keep in mind, first, we should know the background of each element we input on the electrical network in order to succeed in creating an efficient and effective diagram. Of course, we will make a better electrical network if we can know the basic knowledge and crucial information about creating an electrical network, like circuit wiring diagram, such as we already knew on a simple way of reading the pattern. This will help us to quickly to understand and troubleshooting the circuit. Like for example, a lamp is usually represented as a circle with a cross inside it. When the current passes through the lamp, it will produce light, and so on to those electrical elements that has different role. The second, we need to know, or we need to identify the polarity, because some of the components to a circuit need to be polarized.
Okay.
In an actual circuitry network, our familiarization on different symbol will help us to the polarity of the physical. And lastly,
Nice.
we should understand names and values that define what the circuit component is like, such as resistors, capacitors, and inductors, and so on. And that will the end of my discussion. Thank you, sir.